My name is Kaish. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Wemark. Wemark is a blockchain-based marketplace for digital content starting with photography. For the last 12 years, I was doing digital marketing and growth hacking for some of the biggest Israeli startups, organizations, and brands. I was involved in the blockchain and cryptocurrency space almost since it started, mostly as an hobby, as an investor, and for the last 1.5 years full-time as part of my job in Wemark. Wemark is a blockchain-based marketplace for digital content, starting with photography. The problem that we're solving is that digital content is one of the most centralized industries that exist. There are hundreds of millions of customers and creators of content, but less than 100 companies control the majority of distribution. This leaves creators with very little control and transparency regarding the way their content is used, and a very small and shrinking bottom line. That's exactly the problem that we at Wemark are set to solve. Essentially, blockchain replaces or can replace most of what the content agencies do today and most of what makes them so powerful. We decided to use blockchain because it's the first time in history where we can actually connect customers and creators of content directly with each other. We don't need intermediaries or agencies or any type of content platform or any type of middleman to handle transactions, payments, licensing, access to content, and eventually the revenue distribution. If we can get third parties out of this licensing process, we can get a situation in which content distribution is much more efficient and much more fair to everyone involved. We're launching our own dedicated tokens, digital tokens, to empower the economy that we're building. And the idea is that we need to create a payment method that supports direct transactions, doesn't matter their size or frequency, between creators and customers of content. And we need a token, we need a payment method that doesn't require us to use third parties, agencies, and different kind of middlemen. The tokens that we're creating will start as just the payment means within the marketplace, a new way to pay creators. And in the future, it will be used to pay co-creators of content like models, other creators, people that help with keywords and curation and graphic editing, as well as allowing photographers to purchase equipment and a lot of other use cases within the ecosystem. The idea is to build an economy around digital content with the token empowering each one of the transactions within it. The way I see it, we have two main kind of competitors. Other blockchain projects that are doing distribution or are managing distribution for digital content, not specifically photos. And I will say that our advantage is the use case that we chose to start with. Because of the insanely high fees in stock photography, getting up to 85%, which goes to the platform and not for the photographer, this will be one of the fastest industries to adopt blockchain at scale. This is exactly what we need now in the industry, to see examples of products being used in the real world by real industries, existing industries. And this is exactly what we chose, photos. After that, we can expand to a lot of other types of content, but we need this first use case to work, and I think this will be our main advantage. Of course, we also have competitors doing almost the same as we do, or the same category. I think that by looking at each one of the metrics needed to get this done, we just made more progress than anyone else. We have an active product. We have a line of advisors from all the leading companies in the category, including the leading stock photography agencies like Shutterstock. We have VCs backing us and a lot, over 1 million images. So I think that we've made more progress and we're closer than anyone else to really build an alternative to the current platforms that are ruling the market today. Of course, that our main competition is Shutterstock and Getty and the traditional agencies that have most of the customers' relationships today. This is our main target for the next few years. We have over 1 million images already, including some of the industry's leading producers of images, the organizations and studios and production studios that are making the most revenue and downloads of content today. And this just keeps coming. We're signing new partnerships almost every week, including very big names that we will be able to announce very soon. And the next step, obviously, after we just launched the marketplace, so after launching the tokens and starting transactions within the marketplace, the next objective is obviously getting customers. We have a lot of plans for that and a few partnerships that we already signed that will be very helpful for that. But this is the next target. We need to show adoption. We need to show a large scale of usage within the platform using tokens, and we need to start proving this new system, a new way of licensing content actually works. The biggest challenges creators have to face today are lack of transparency. They don't know who's licensing their content. They don't know how the content is being used. They don't know why they earned this amount for this download and this amount for this download. And generally, they have no idea what's going on. They have to blindly trust the agencies and distribution platforms and different kind of intermediaries that everything they report to them is completely fine, and they have no way to audit that or to check that whatsoever. Also control, they get very little control. They have no say and no word in the pricing of the content, the restrictions for using the content, who's allowed to even license the content and how it could be used. And of course, if we're looking at what's most important for creators, it's the bottom line. So the revenue that creators are making from digital content, especially photography, is reducing every year because the platforms are so powerful. And now reaching all-time low with stock photographers getting 15% of the revenue sometimes. This is absolutely crazy, and those challenges must be solved in order to make the next step in the evolution of digital content. So Wemark starts with photography, but this is only the first use case and the use case that we think that will grow fastest. But other than images, there are so many of types of content and type of consumption of content which have the exact same problem. Creators have no transparency, no control, and are reducing bottom line. Our mission is to solve all, or at least most of types of content, the existing types like ebooks and games and software and videos and music, but also new emerging categories like VR and AR and digital content that is being consumed within these new worlds. We have lots of different kinds of screens for playing digital content, starting from the smallest screen, which is a smart clock, to a smartwatch, to huge screens when we start to show on walls. And this will create a lot of new ways to consume digital content. And for us, it's an opportunity to create Wemark as the protocol that's being used as the new standard for licensing digital content for the benefit of creators and customers.